Hi, my friends, and welcome to Storytime with Miss April for the week of September 27th. Oh my goodness, September 27th. We're at the end of November already. My name is Miss April, and I am the children's librarian here at Janaden Hutton Public Library. And I'm so happy that you watched my video today since we don't have in-house story time. We're going to talk about something really fun today, and we're going to sing a couple songs and read a book and do a craft together. And I'm going to give you a hint about what we're going to talk about. You see if you can guess it. They're round, maybe a little bigger than my hand. Sometimes they're real big. There are thousands of different varieties of them, and there are lots of different colors, and you pick them in the fall, and they're delicious in pies. What do you think we're talking about? Apples! We're going to talk about apples today. So if you're ready, let's sing about apples. Ready? I'm ready. I've got some things to show you. Have you ever seen an apple, an apple, an apple? Have you ever seen an apple that grows on a tree? A red one, a pink one, a green one, yellow one. Have you ever seen an apple that grows on a tree? I'm going to sing that again. It was pretty short, wasn't it? Have you ever seen an apple, an apple, an apple? Have you ever seen an apple that grows on a tree? A red one, a pink one, a green one, yellow one. Have you ever seen an apple that grows on a tree? It's very good. Did you sing at home? Did you? I hope you did. We are going to read a book about apples today. This is a very good book about apples. It's called Apples by Gail Gibbons. Are you ready? Let's read. Here we go. Let's see if you can you see it pretty good? I hope you can. An apple is a fruit. It grows on an apple tree. Do you see the trees? Apple trees grow in more parts of the world than any other fruit tree. They have been in existence for about 2 million years. It's a long time. The first American colonists brought apple seeds and seedlings with them from England. A seedling is a very young tree. Little itty-bitty one right there. As the colonists moved westward, they brought apple seeds and seedlings with them. Some settlers found that Native American Indians had already brought apple seeds west and had apple trees growing near their villages. So they were very surprised to see them in the New World. Many times during the early 1800s, John Chapman traveled throughout the wilderness of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Indiana, planting apple seeds. Also, he gave seeds and seedlings to the settlers there. Do you want to know what they called him? He had a nickname. It was Johnny Appleseed. Some apples are grown at home, but most are grown commercially, meaning on large farms that are meant to harvest apples and make a profit. That's how they make their money. Have you ever been apple picking, boys and girls? There are several places around here to go apple picking, and if you've never done that and your moms and dads, grandmas, grandpas, your adult in your life wants to take you apple picking, give me a call here at the library. I'll let you know where you can go do that at. Each year, about 250 million bushels of apples are grown in the United States, and about 28 million bushels are grown in Canada. That's a lot of apples. An apple is a firm, crisp, fleshy fruit with a hard center called a core. There's the core. The core has 5 seed chambers. There's the seed chambers. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a stem. There's the skin of the apple. Do you eat the skin of your apples? Some people like to peel them. In the springtime, flowers called apple blossoms begin to bloom on apple trees. There they are. Each blossom has to be pollinated in order for an apple to grow. The blossoms are usually pollinated by insects or by the wind. So what happens is a bee, or the wind, because the wind can just blow the pollen right off the flower. But usually a bee who has furry little feet will land on top of a stamen inside the flower, the part that sticks up a little bit and has the pollen on it, and the pollen will stick to their feet. And then the bee flies to another apple blossom and walks across their flower, and that pollen will fall off onto the stigma part, which is right here of the flower, and then it pollinates and it can create an apple. It's pretty neat. After a while, the blossoms begin to die and the apples start growing. There they are, bunches of apples where there used to be blossoms. Throughout the warm summer, the little apples grow bigger and bigger and bigger. During the late summer or early fall, the apples ripen. These are golden delicious apples. They're very, very sweet and juicy. When the trees are loaded with ripe apples, it is harvest time. Workers pick the apples by hand. And you could pick them too. Some are shipped to stores. Some are used to make apple juice, apple cider, apple jelly. I love apple jelly. Apple sauce, and other apple products like apple butter. They didn't even mention apple butter. I don't know how you can't mention apple butter. It's delicious. Some are sold in baskets at roadside stands. During the fall, it is fun to go apple picking. It really is. And now is the time to go. Maybe in another week, too. It might be a better time to go, a little bit cooler in the fall. Also, there are country fairs. Awards are given to the best-looking apples, the best-tasting apple pies, and the most delicious applesauce. There is apple cider, too. During Halloween, there are caramel apples and candy apples. Some people bob for apples. I don't do this. I think that's pretty gross. Stick in your face. Ew. No, thank you. Ask your parents what bobbing for apples is if you don't know, or your adult in your life. Ask your adult in your life what bobbing for apples is. When winter arrives, the apple tree branches become bare. The trees will become dormant until the next spring. Dormant means they're alive, but not growing. The trees stop growing for the winter. When the trees will produce a new crop of apples in the spring and the summer and the fall the next year. Here's some common apples that we have here in North America. I bet you've had a Red Delicious. They're super common, and a Golden Delicious, and a Macintosh. Maybe not a Rum Beauty. I don't think I've ever had one of those. And a York. I've had Jonathan, and they even have a cross brand called a Jonna Gold. There's a Stamen. I've never had one of those. And a Granny Smith. All the apples are different shades of yellow, green, and red, or a mix of those colors. And then there's some pages here in the back about how to plant an apple tree and how to make an apple pie. If you would like to check this book out, it is available here at the Janine Hutton Public Library. Come on and see me. I'll hook you up with it. What's your favorite apple, boys and girls? My favorite apple is the Matsu apple. It is tart. It makes a great pie. And because I'm a little bit greedy, it is enormous. They're the biggest apples I've ever seen. And they're so very delicious. And they're very filling. But I'm going to tell you about our Oh, no, wait. We have another song to sing. I was jumping ahead. Thought we had to go to our craft, but we have another song to sing. All right, are you ready? I got my apples back. We're going to sing You Jump In When You Know the Words, and I bet you learn them pretty quickly. I love red apples, and I can eat them every day. I love the sweet ones, I love the tart ones. Please don't take my apples away. Sing that a little high, I think. Do you want to sing about pink ones? I love pink apples, and I could eat them every day. I love the sweet ones, I love the tart ones. Please don't take my apples away. All right, we'll do one more. How about the green? I love green apples, and I could eat them every day. I love the sweet ones, I love the tart ones. Please don't take my apples away. All right, I'm going to put my apples away. I'll sit them over here with my book, and I'm going to tell you about our craft today. We, my friends, are going to make apple stamping with apples, well, with an apple and paint. So, to do this craft today, in the very least, you will need an apple at home and some paint. And if you need any of these things, please come see me at the library. I will get them for you. I promise. I have lots of apples at home in my fridge, and I live very close. And I have lots of paints, and I can help you with any kind of craft you need to do, okay? All right, so I have a very tiny gala apple. Have you seen one? I mean, it is so little. My hands are very small, but that's a little apple, my friends. And I have a knife, and I have a plate to cut on. We're also going to use this to put our paint on, okay? So, you will need apples today. You'll need paper, some kind of paper, and some paints. And that's it. And then anything else you want to make your craft more creative. Have your grown-up cut your apple. And I saw this really great idea, especially for you with the teeny tiny hands, that if you use the one with the stem, you can cut it in half like this. And you have a little handle. Isn't that smart? I thought that was brilliant. I really, really did. And then you can set aside the other half of your apple. Eat that one later, okay? This one you're not going to eat. You're going to paint with it. Don't eat it. All right, I've got my supplies out of the way, and we need some paint. So, I've got red. You can use whatever color you want. I'm going to put some red on my plate, the plate that I just cut my apple on. And I have a paintbrush. I'm going to actually paint mine, but you can dip it if you choose. That's perfectly fine. So, I'm going to paint with my paintbrush. Paint my apple. And you want to give it a real good coating, okay? That way it turns out when you try to use it as a stamper. So I've painted my apple, and I have a piece of white paper, and I'm going to stamp that apple on there. Ready? Let's see how it turns out. And oh, it didn't turn out at all. I have a very porous apple. Maybe I do need to. It's just soaking up that paint. Well, we're going to try the other side. See if that works any better. I don't think I cut this very smooth either. All right, let's try the other side of the apple. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, I have one apple stamps. I'm going to put a few of them on here. Getting this on my fingers. That's okay. It's art, right? Yeah, there we go. And I'll put a third one. And a fourth one. This is pretty messy. I wonder if yours will look any better at home. I hope so. Make sure you cut them pretty flat. I got mine off a little bit, so it's not working out the best. However, it's art, and we'll just call this, I don't know, expressive, expressionist paintings, right? All right. Now, I'm going to give myself a little green because I'm going to paint some leaves in there. Or what I hope will look like leaves. And I also have a little bit of brown to create stems with. And my brown isn't open yet, so I'm just going to take the top off so I don't have to mess with that. And I have just Q-tips to use as my paintbrush. You know how I like to use those. I think it's a great idea. So I'm going to just paint some random stems in here. Just some random stems. So that you can see my apples. Alright. Hopefully this one will be seen in here. Alright. Yeah. And then I'll use another one to paint some leaves. Just some leaves here and there on my apples. Alrighty. Maybe this one will have a big leaf. Can you see that? I'll show you this in a minute. I'm sorry. I left the paint right there in front of it. And yeah, you might want a leaf too, right? You might want a leaf. This one right here might want a leaf. Okay. So, I have put leaves and stems on my apples, and you can be finished there if you choose. I'm finished with the paint, and I'm going to move it out of my way. But I want to make this look like a basket of apples. So, I found some old scraps of a lawn bag, I think it was, a big leaf bag, a big paper bag, and I'm going to use it as my basket. So, oh gosh, I'm really bad at bringing the scissors to the table. I'll be right back. Okay, got my scissors. Here I am, ready to make a basket for my apples. So, let's see how we're going to make this look like a basket. See how big? We need bigger than what I have. Okay, so we're going to cut them long ways. We're going to cut them kind of thin. I didn't bring glue sticks either. Oh my. I am highly unprepared today, boys and girls. Highly unprepared. That's all right. Everything is pretty close to me down here. It doesn't take long to get it, does it? All right. So I'm cutting up the strips. I don't know how many I'll need. This is just art. It doesn't always have to have a plan at all. And the basket strips can be all different sizes too. You don't have to worry about that either. All right. So I'm going to make this look like a basket. And I hope you can see my artwork. I don't think you can see it very well today, can you? I'm going to tip this down just a little bit. That way you can see it a little better. See what I'm doing. All right. I cut all my strips. I think I don't need any more than what I've cut. And now I'm getting ready to make my basket. And since my paint is wet, I might be able to just set it down there to look like a basket with my apples. Okay. There's one. And let's see. There's another. Wait, I better make sure those are all the same length or it'll look like a really weird looking basket. There's another. We'll make that the top, okay, of our basket of apples. We have a few apples hanging out over the top, so it looks very full. And then we will cut these just a bit. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Measure it right there. Okay, and cut this one just a hair too. And we'll put that one on. We will need glue for these pieces though, boys and girls, we will. And then we'll do a few more this way, okay? So we'll find some thin ones, see how long they need to be. You can just lay them right on there. And right there and right there. And let's see, there's got to be another one in here somewhere. Do one thicker one right here, I think. Yeah. Right. Okay, so we're gonna lay those down on top, and then know what we're gonna do? I'm just gonna put another layer. Yep, we are just eyeballing it at this point, my friends. Eyeballing it. And then I'll get the glue. Because this one will have to be glued down, okay? Use that one for down here. Okie dokie. So that one goes there, and well, that's a pretty good size. Okay, I'll be right back with my glue stick. Alrighty, have my glue stick right here, just going to put quite a bit of glue on the entire piece. And then I'll set it over top of all of these and press it down. Excuse me. And then we'll do the top one just the same. And we'll put it on top of our basket. And this looks so cool, my friends. All right, are you ready to see my finished project? Here we go. My basket of apples. You can make yours however you choose. You don't have to make a basket if you don't want to. You can. Construction paper works really well. I just happen to have these pieces of a paper bag, and I thought it would be a great way to use them. If you ever need any supplies and you want to make a craft with me, with one of my online story times, please just give me a call at the library and I'll put a kit together for you. Have your grown-up call me at the library and I will put a kit together for you. Of course I will. You're welcome to them anytime and you can pick them up whenever you choose. Thank you for joining me for this week's story time. We will continue to do story time here online until we can have in-house story time again together. I can't wait to when I get to see you again and we can sing songs and read stories and make crafts and have a snack. I miss our snack time together in person again. I will see you soon. I miss you.